Hey guys, tonight we begin a new journey. We travel back in time, not just a few centuries, but to a world that feels almost alien. A city built on water, a marvel of engineering that rivaled any in the world, and a place of terrifying, precise devotion. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now, dim the lights. Maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum. And let's ease into tonight's journey together. You are not you. Not anymore. You are a Masehuali, a commoner of the great city of Tenochtitlan. And your day begins now, in the deepest part of the night. There is no sun. There is only the cold. It is a cold, damp cold that sinks into your bones, a cold that rises from the lake itself. You are lying on a petlata, a simple reed mat laid over the packed earth floor of your family's hut. Your home is a shakali, a small house of wattle and daub, its walls made of woven reeds packed with mud. The roof is thatch. There is only one room. You share this space with your parents, your siblings, and your grandfather. Everyone is still asleep, a tangle of bodies under rough woven blankets, but you are awake. You have to be. The air smells of old smoke from the hearth, and the faint, sweet smell of copal incense burning somewhere in the city. It also smells of the lake, a scent of algae and damp earth. You can hear it, the lake, the soft lapping of water against the chinampas, the floating gardens that make up your neighborhood. You hear the distant mournful cry of a water bird, and then you hear the sound that truly starts the day. It is the sound of your mother, kneeling in the darkness. Scrape, scrape, scrape. She is on the floor by the 3 stones that make the hearth, grinding maize. She has been awake for an hour already, taking the corn that's soaked overnight and working it on the metate, the grinding stone. Scrape, scrape, scrape. It is the sound of your world, the sound of your food, the tlaxcali, the flatbreads you will eat, the sound of life. You know without seeing that her hands are raw. She does this every day in the cold dark. You must get up. You slide out from under the blanket, and the cold air hits your skin. You wear a simple loincloth, nothing else. Your feet touch the cold floor. The fire in the hearth is just embers, glowing a dull, angry red in the shadows. Your grandfather coughs in his sleep, a dry, rattling sound. You move quietly. You are not just waking up to work. You are waking up because the world might end. This is the central, unspoken truth of your entire existence. You live in the age of the 5th sun. The gods, in their infinite wisdom and cruelty, have already created and destroyed the world 4 times before. The 1st sun, destroyed by jaguars. The 2nd, by wind. The 3rd, by a rain of fire. The 4th, by a great flood. You live in the 5th and final age, an age that will be destroyed by earthquakes, unless you stop it. But you cannot stop it. You can only delay it. You can only feed the gods who are hungry. They are always hungry. The sun itself, Huitzilopochtli, is not a gentle, life-giving star. He is a warrior. Every single night he dies, and every single morning he must be reborn in the sky, waging a terrible battle against his siblings, the stars and the moon, who wish to kill him. He needs energy for this fight. He needs nourishment. And the gods do not eat maize. The gods feed on Chalchihuatl, precious water, the blood of life, your blood. This is the debt. The day has not truly begun, but the debt is already due. You pick up a small, sharp blade of obsidian. It is volcanic glass, black and impossibly sharp. It feels cold in your hand. You walk to the small family altar set in the corner of the hut. On it rests a small clay statue of a god, perhaps Tlaloc, the giver of rain, or Huehueteotl, the old god of fire. Your father stirs. He nods to you in the dark. This is your duty. You hold the blade to your earlobe. You wince, not from the pain, but from the cold. You draw a single drop of blood. You flick it onto the statue. It is a small offering, a tiny payment on a vast cosmic debt.
Across Tenochtitlan, in every hut, in every great stone house of the nobles, this same quiet ritual is happening. Fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, all paying the debt. The city is waking, not to the sound of roosters, but to the sound of sacrifice. And then, a new sound. It comes from the center of the world, from the great temple, the Templo Mayor. It is a deep, booming sound, a sound that vibrates in your chest. Boom, boom, boom. The priests are striking a massive, two-toned drum, the Tenochtitlan. It is followed by the high-pitched, wailing shriek of a conch shell trumpet. The sound echoes across the water, across the rooftops of the city. It is the signal. The sun, Huitzilopochtli, has begun his battle. The day has officially started. And you must start it too. You go to the corner of the hut, where the water jars are kept. You pick one up. It is heavy. Your mother is patting the maize dough, the masa, into small flat circles. She does not look up. "Go," she whispers. "The water is low." You nod. You must go to the canal. But first, the most important and most brutal ritual of the morning, the bath. Your father is already up, stretching his arms. He looks at you. "The water waits," he says. He means the lake. Every single person in Tenochtitlan, by law, must bathe every day. Hygiene is not a choice, it is a command. But the water in the lake, in the pre-dawn chill, is colder than the air. It is a personal, daily torment. And it is the only way to be clean, to be pure before the gods. You step outside the hut. The sky is not black anymore, but a deep, bruised purple. A few stars are still visible. The air is filled with the smoke of thousands of morning fires. You see your neighbors, dark shapes moving in the gloom, all heading for the edge of the chinampa. You take a breath, and the cold fills your lungs. Your day in the Aztec Empire has begun, and survival is not just about food. It is about obedience to the gods and to the city. You walk towards the water and prepare for the shock.
The shock of the water is absolute. It is not a gentle bath. It is a punishment. It is a ritual of endurance. You gasp, the cold stealing the air from your lungs, but you do not cry out. No one does. To show weakness to the cold is to show weakness to the gods. You scrub your arms and chest quickly using the root of a plant called copal shukot, which creates a slippery, cleansing lather. The smell is sharp and green. Around you, in the bruised purple light of the false dawn, the entire city is doing the same. You see the dark shapes of your neighbors, their breath pluming in the air, their bodies rigid against the cold. This is the first law of Tenochtitlan. You will be clean. The city is obsessed with purity, far more than any city in the lands of the pale-skinned men across the great unknown ocean. Your people bathe once, sometimes twice a day. The nobles, the people-teen, bathe in their own private steam houses, the temazkali, heated with hot stones. But you have the lick. You finish and pull yourself back onto the damp earth of your chinampa. You're shaking, but you are awake. You are pure. Now, your work can begin. You leave your water jar for your sister, and you walk towards the center of your family's garden plot. This floating garden, this chinampa, is your family's life. It is an island of mud and reeds built by your ancestors, a rectangle of impossible fertility floating on the lake. It is anchored to the lake bed by willow trees, planted at its corners. This is where you work. You are a farmer in the middle of a lake, in the middle of a city. The soil is dark and rich, dredged from the canal bottom. It is the richest soil in the world. Your father is already there, his loincloth soaked, his shoulders set against the chill. He nods to you. He hands you the uktli, the digging stick. It is your most important tool, a simple piece of fire-hardened wood with a sharp, flattened point. This is your plow. This is your shovel. There are no beasts of burden here, no oxen, no horses, no donkeys. All work is done by the strength of your own back.
You begin to plant. You push the weekly into the soft black earth, drop 2 or 3 maize seeds into the hole, and push the soil closed with your foot. Stab, drop, cover. Stab, drop, cover. It is a rhythm, a prayer. This field will not just feed you, it will feed the city. A portion of everything you grow, a large portion, belongs not to you, but to the Kalpoli, your local district, and to the great speaker, the Tlaldoni, Montezuma. It is your tribute. It is your tax. It is the price of living in the center of the world. You work quickly. The sky is growing lighter now, from purple to a pale, cold gray. You can see the silhouettes of the volcanoes far in the distance, Iztaccíatl and Popocatépetl, the sleeping woman and the smoking mountain. They are gods, watching you. Everything is watching you. Your father works beside you, his movements economical and practiced. He is planting beans, which will climb the stalks of the maize. Nearby, your mother and sister will plant squash, whose broad leaves will shade the soil and keep the moisture in. The 3 sisters, maize, beans, and squash, they are your life. They grow together, support each other, just like your family. You work for an hour or 2. Time is not measured in minutes, but in the position of the sun. And the sun is still not here. The conch shells from the temple wail again. The priests are preparing. Your stomach is empty, but you do not feel hunger yet. You feel the familiar ache in your back, the dampness in your hair, the mud between your toes. This is the feeling of being alive. Your sister arrives, bringing your morning meal. It is not a feast. It is a small, dense cake of maize, the tlaxtali,
cold from the hearth, and a bowl of atoli. This is your true fuel. It is a thin, warm gruel made from maize dough, sweetened with a little honey and sometimes flavored with chili. You stop work. You and your father sit on the edge of the chinampa, your feet dangling over the dark water of the canal. You eat in silence. The atoli warms your stomach. It is a moment of peace, but it is a fragile peace. Because now you can see the city. Tenochtitlan is emerging from the mist. It is beautiful and it is terrifying. It is a city of white and red. The temples and the palaces of the nobles, built from stone and plaster, are painted bright white or a deep blood red. They seem to float on the water, connected by dozens of wooden bridges and wide, clean causeways. And rising above it all, impossibly high, is the great temple, the Templo Mayor. It is a pyramid with two shrines at its peak. One painted blue for Tlaloc, the god of rain. The other painted red for Huitzilopochtli, the god of the sun and of war. It is from there, the red temple, that you see it, a thin wisp of smoke rising into the gray sky. It is not the smoke from a cooking fire. It is dark. It is the smoke from the sacred fires, the fires that are never allowed to die. The priests are at work. The debt is being paid. Your father sees you looking. He says nothing. He just points with his chin back to the digging stick. The work must continue. But as you work, you hear a new sound. Not a drum, not a wail. It is a high, thin sound. A whistle. Whee, whee, whee. It is the sound of the Pushteka, the long-distance merchants who travel the empire. They are moving down the main canal, their long canoes laden with goods from the jungle, from the coast, from lands you cannot even imagine. They bring bright feathers, jade, jaguar skins, and cocoa beans. They are the spies of the empire. They are the bringers of wealth. And today, they are also bringing the Tlahtlacotin, the slaves. You see their canoes glide past. Men and women, their faces blank, wooden collars locked around their necks. They are prisoners of war, or citizens who sold themselves into servitude to pay a debt. They are heading for the great marketplace at Tlatelolco. They are a reminder that your life, as hard as it is still a life of freedom. You are a commoner, but you are not a slave. You finish your atali and stand up. The first true edge of the sun, a sliver of painful gold, finally breaks over the mountains. Huitzilopochtli has won his battle. He has been born again. The smoke from his temple thickens, and you must get back to work.
The sun is climbing. It is no longer a fragile sliver of gold, but a confident, warm presence. The mist over the lake is burning away.
revealing the true scale of the city. The cold, agonizing bath is now a distant memory, a small price paid for purity. Your work in the chinampa is done for the morning. The planting is finished. Now, the city calls. Your father loads the canoe, the akali. It is a hollowed-out log, heavy and stable in the water. He loads it with the surplus from your garden. Plump, red tomatoes, dark, waxy chilies, and bundles of green onions. A portion of this is for the tribute for the Tlatoani. The rest is for the market. Your mother and your sister climb into the canoe, their movements practiced. They settle themselves among the baskets. This is their domain now. Your father nods to you. You are his son. You will paddle. You push the canoe from the muddy bank of the chinampa and into the narrow canal. The rhythm of the day changes. The quiet, earthy rhythm of the farm is replaced by the rhythm of the water. Pull, glide, pull, glide. Your paddle dips into the dark, murky water, disturbing the algae. A fish breaks the surface, then vanishes. You are not alone. All around you, the canals are coming alive. You are in the suburbs of Tenochtitlan, the neighborhoods of the Kalpuli, the clan. Every family is emerging. Canoes slip from the banks of their gardens, all heading in one direction, inward, toward the heart. The smell of the city is stronger now. It is the smell of wood smoke from 10,000 cooking fires, a smell that never truly leaves. But it is mixed with something else, flowers. The banks of the main canals are lined with flowers, marigolds, poinsettias, bright, almost violent in their color. Your people love beauty as much as they love blood. It is the great paradox of your world. You paddle out of the narrow residential canal and into one of the main aquatic avenues. And the world explodes. It is no longer quiet. It is a chaos of sound, a chaos of movement. There are thousands of canoes. It is the morning commute. You are in a traffic jam on the water. Long canoes, the pushteka, glide past, laden with bright green parrot feathers from the jungle. Fishermen in tiny, nimble boats cast their nets, pulling in silvery, flapping fish. A large, flat canoe, a barge, moves slowly, piled high with human excrement. It is being taken from the public latrines to be used as fertilizer. Your city is clean, obsessively clean. There are street sweepers and barges for waste. To foul the canal, to drop waste in the street is not just rude, it is a crime. And in your world, all crimes are punished with severity. Then you see it. A different kind of canoe. It is long and painted bright red. It is paddled by strong, muscular men in matching livery. In the center, seated under a canopy of feathers, is a noble, a bipil. He is dressed in a tilmatli, a cloak of shimmering blue and green feathers. He wears jade plugs in his ears and a sharp, curved piece of jade through his septum. He looks like a god. He is almost a god. Your father hisses, eyes down. You obey instantly. You stare at the bottom of your canoe. You do not look at the noble. You do not speak. You and your father paddle to the side of the canal, pressing your canoe against the bank to let him pass. To look a noble in the face, to get in his way, is arrogance. And arrogance is death. This is the second law of Tenochtitlan. Know your place. You are a Meshawali, a commoner. He is a Pipil. His blood is pure. His life is more valuable. The noble's canoe glides past, his face serene and terrible. He does not even see you. You are just part of the landscape, like the reeds or the mud. When he is gone, your father nods. You begin to paddle again. Pull, glide, pull, glide. You have been reminded of your place. You are a worker. You are tribute. You finally reach your destination. The noise is deafening now. It is the sound of 10,000 people talking, shouting, bartering, laughing. You have arrived at the edge of the great market at Tlatelolco. It is the largest market in the world. The conquerors, who will one day destroy you, will say they have never seen anything like it, not in Rome, not in Constantinople. It is a city dedicated to commerce. Your canoe slides into a massive, crowded harbor. You moor it, tying it to a wooden post. Your mother and sister begin to unload the baskets, their faces set with purpose. This is their world. They will find a small spot, lay out a reed mat, and arrange the tomatoes and chilies. They will barter, not with money, but with trade. Your chilies for a handful of salt from the coast. Your tomatoes for a pair of new sandals or a clay pot. The market is their work, but it is not yours. Your father has his own duty. He must take the tribute, the share for the Tlatoani, to the Kulpoli's storehouse. He points the basket out to you. You, take this. You lift the heavy basket. And then, you ask? Your father looks at you, and his face is stern. The sun is high enough now. The morning of planting is over. The morning of trade is beginning. But for you, a boy of 15, the most important work of the day is about to start. It is not farming. It is not trade. Go to the Telpochkali, he says. You are late. The house of youth, the school. But it is not a school for reading. It is not a school for writing. It's a school for war. You nod, adjust the heavy basket of tribute on your back, and step onto the solid, crowded earth of the causeway. Your education is about to begin. You leave your family at the edge of the market. Your mother is already haggling with another woman, a sharp, fast exchange of words over a pile of black beans. She does not say goodbye. There is no need. Work is work. Duty is duty. You turn and step onto the Causeway, the great causeway. The ground beneath your sandals is solid. It is a massive earthen dike built by thousands of men, holding back the lake on either side. It is wide enough for 10 men to walk side by side. This is the artery pumping the blood of the empire into its heart. The noise of the market, the shouting and bartering fades behind you, replaced by a new sound, the sound of feet. Slap, slap, slap. The sound of thousands of sandals on packed earth and stone. You are swept into a river of people. Merchants, their backs bent under massive square backpacks, the Tenochtitlan, held steady by a single strap across their foreheads. Messengers, running at a steady, relentless trot, their skin glistening with sweat, carrying folded messages for the Tlatalani. Warriors, the Yaquisque, walking in small, confident groups. You can tell them by their cloaks and by the way the crowd parts for them. You are just one more boy in a simple white loincloth, carrying a basket of tribute. You keep your eyes down. You watch the sandals in front of you. You do not make eye contact. You do not stop. You do not get in the way. The city is a machine, and you are a single, small cog. If you break, if you falter, the machine will crush you and replace you. You pass one of the public latrines, a small wooden hut built out over a canal. A barge is docked beneath it, collecting the waste. There is no filth in the streets of Tenochtitlan. There is no refuse. Squads of sweepers, hundreds of them, move along the causeways, sweeping the dust. The city is immaculate. It is a terrifying, beautiful cleanliness. A city obsessed with order. You see the priests. You smell them before you see them. It is a thick, sweet, sickening smell. The smell of dried blood and old incense. They walk in a single file along the edge of the causeway. Their white robes are stiff and stained black with blood. Their skin is painted black. Their hair is long, matted into dreadful locks, thick with the blood of sacrifices. It has never been cut. Their earlobes are shredded, torn from a lifetime of self-sacrifice. They are the Tlamakazqui, the givers of things. They are the servants of the gods. They are more powerful than nobles, more feared than warriors. As they pass, the entire causeway goes silent. The river of people stops. Everyone presses themselves to the side and lowers their head. No one speaks. No one breathes. The only sound is the slap, slap, slap of the priest's sandals and the dry rattle of the incense bags they carry. They pass you. The smell washes over you. The holy, terrible stench of the gods. You feel a cold dread, a deep religious awe. These men, they speak to Huitzilopochtli. They feed him. They hold the knives. They keep the sun rising. When they are gone, the causeway breathes again. The flow of people resumes. You clutch your basket tighter, your own small offering. The drop of blood from your earlobe this morning feels so small, so insignificant. The gods demand so much more. You finally reach your Kalpoli, your neighborhood district. You find the tribute storehouse, a long, low building of adobe. You hand your basket to the man at the door, the Kalpolek. He is the neighborhood administrator. He knows your father. He knows you. He peers into the basket, grunts, and marks a tally on a woven mat. He does not thank you. Tribute is not a gift. It is a debt. Your family's debt is paid for the day. Now your own debt begins. You turn and run. You are late. You run down a narrower street. The plaster walls of the houses close on either side. You can hear the sound before you see the building. It is the sound of shouting.
a deep, rhythmic chant, a barked command, and the sound of wood striking wood. Thwack, thwack, thwack. You have arrived at the Tel-Pochkali, the House of Youth. It is a long, imposing building, but it is not a temple. It is a school for the sons of commoners. You have been coming here since you could walk. You slip through the open doorway. The air inside is hot and smells of sweat and dust. The courtyard is filled with boys, boys your age, younger boys, older boys. They are all dressed as you are, in simple loincloths. They are arranged in lines. In their hands they hold the makwi wheatle. It is not a sword. It is a heavy, flat paddle of oak wood, and embedded in its edges are dozens of razor-sharp black obsidian blades. It is a club that cuts. It is the weapon of the Aztec warrior. A single blow can sever a man's head. The boys are practicing. They are striking wooden posts, their faces tight with effort. Thwack, thwack, thwack! An older man, a warrior whose face is scarred, stalks between the rows. He is the Teachkau, the teacher. He sees you slip in, his eyes narrow. You are late, Piltontli, he snarls, little boy. You flinch. The tribute master. He does not care. Excuses are for women. Laziness is for slaves. He strikes you, not with his hand, with a wooden rod, hard across your shoulders. The pain is sharp, a white-hot line. You do not cry out. You do not even rub the spot. You stand straight, your eyes forward. This is the first lesson of the Tel-Pochkali. There is no pain. There is only duty. 10, he barks. You know what it means. You go to the corner, pick up a small, sharp piece of agave thorn. You kneel before the statue of Tezcatlipoca, the smoking mirror, the god of warriors. You clench your jaw and you pierce your own tongue. 10 times, 10 drops of blood for the 10 breaths you were late. You pay the debt. Your real education has begun. You do not whimper. You do not shed a tear. The pain from your tongue is a sharp, metallic fire, but you embrace it. This is the next payotl, the payment. The blood wells in your mouth, thick and warm. You spit it into a small clay bowl, an offering for the god. This is how you learn, not with words, but with pain. Pain is the great teacher. It is the chisel that chips away your softness, your boyhood, leaving only the hard stone of the warrior beneath. You rise, your tongue throbbing. The master nods, a single, sharp gesture of approval. You have paid. Now join them. You run to the lines, grabbing a practice makwawatl from the rack. It is not a real one. It has no obsidian blades, just a heavy, fire-hardened wooden paddle. But it is still heavy, dangerously so. The training begins in earnest. "No!" the master screams, his voice cracking like a whip. He is watching an older boy who is swinging the club with his arms. "Your arms are weak.
Your heart is weak. The strength comes from your hips, from the earth. He grabs the boy, spins him around, and strikes him in the stomach with his rod. The boy doubles over, gasping. Again, the master roars. The boy, his face pale, straightens up and raises the club. This is the Tenochtitlan. It is not the school for nobles. That is the Kalmakak, the house of the lineage. There, the sons of the Pipiltin learn to read the stars, to write the picture glyphs, to understand the sacred calendar, and to command. They learn to be priests and generals. You are not learning to command. You are learning to obey. You are learning to endure. You are learning to kill. You are the muscle of the empire. You are the jawbone that grinds its enemies. The Kalmakak is the mind. The Tenochtitlan is the body. For the next hour, you are nothing but muscle. You join the chant, a rhythmic barking sound that matches your breath. Ha! 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 You swing the heavy wooden club over and over. You practice the strike, the block, the low, brutal sweep designed to shatter an ankle. Your shoulders burn. The sweat runs into your eyes, stinging. Your tongue is a swollen, dull ache in your mouth. You do not stop. Thwack! 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 The sound of 30 boys striking their posts in unison is the sound of a giant, terrible heart beating in the courtyard. The master walks the lines. He corrects your stance, not with words, but with a kick to the shin. He adjusts your grip by striking your knuckles with his rod. You learn. You learn to keep your shield, your chimali, high. You learn to move your feet, to never be still, to be a target in motion. You learn that the makwahitl is not a sword for fencing. It is an axe for butchering. You do not stab, you shatter. After the club comes the atlatl, the spear thrower. This is the true weapon of the Aztec. It is a simple piece of wood with a hook at one end. It is an extension of your arm. It turns a man into a bolt of lightning. You move to the open field behind the school. Your target is a straw man 50 paces away. With your bare arm, you could never throw a tlacochtli, a javelin, that far. But with the atlatl, you are a god. You fit the javelin into the hook. You hold it high, your body coiled like a serpent. Now, the master shouts. You snap your arm forward, the atlatl acting as a lever, launching the javelin with a sound like a rip. Threep! The javelin flies, impossibly fast, impossibly far, and punches deep into the straw target's chest. A real javelin, tipped with obsidian, would have gone straight through him. This is how you will fight. Not in a clean line, but in a shower of death. You will hurl your javelins from a distance, breaking the enemy's charge, and then you will descend on them with the makwahitl to finish the bloody work.
The training is not just combat. It is labor. After the weapons comes the work. You are the city's workforce. When a temple needs to be built, you carry the stones. When a new causeway is needed, you haul the mud. Today, it is the aqueduct. The great stone channel that brings fresh water from the springs at Chapultepec needs cleaning. The master leads you, a column of sweating, aching boys, to the side of the causeway. You climb down into the slimy, stone-lined channel. The water is low, diverted by the city's engineers.
Your job is to scrape the algae and the silt from the stones. You use your hands. You use wooden scrapers. It is back-breaking, filthy work. The sun is high now, beating down on your bare back. The old warrior, the Tiachkao, sits on the edge of the aqueduct, his makwawitl resting across his knees. He watches. He does not help. He is teaching you the final and most important lesson, that your life is not your own. It belongs to the Kalpoli. It belongs to the Tlatoani. It belongs to Huitzilopochtli. You work until your fingers are raw and your back feels like it will split in two. You are 15 years old. This is your life. Finally, the sun reaches its zenith. The master barks a command. The work stops. You are marched back to the Telpuchkali, covered in sweat, mud, and canal slime. Your midday meal is waiting. It is the same as breakfast, a single, hard maize cake. No atoli this time. You eat it standing in the dusty courtyard, your body humming with exhaustion. The master dismisses you. Be here before the sun, or the god will demand a higher price. You nod. You turn and you walk away from the house of youth. Your body is on fire. Your tongue is swollen. Your shoulders ache. But you walk tall. You are a Yaukisqui, a warrior in training. You are a man of Tenochtitlan. And the day is still not over. You walk away from the house of youth and back into the living heart of the city. The sun is no longer a gentle promise. It is a white, hot eye directly overhead. It bleaches the color from the plaster walls and makes the canals glitter so brightly it hurts to look. The air is thick, heavy, and filled with 1,000 smells. You are walking toward the Tlatelco market, and it is now at its peak. The sound is a physical thing, a dull roar like a distant storm made of 30,000 voices, shouting, laughing, arguing, singing, and the barking of dogs. Not the dogs you know. These are the Xoloitzcuintli, the hairless dogs, bred not as pets, but as food. They are sold in a squawking, yapping corner of the market, a delicacy for a noble's feast. You are not going to the market to trade. Your work is to meet your father. He is not just a farmer. No Matsewali is just one thing. Your father is a stone cutter. And when the sun is high, his work on the chinampa is done, and his work for the state begins. You find him near the edge of the market, in a dusty plaza that is more of a workshop. The air here is different. It is filled with a fine white powder that coats your skin and makes you want to sneeze. The sound here is the sharp tink, tink, tink of hard tools striking stone. Your father is here with other men from your Kalpuli. They are working on massive red volcanic stones, the Tetzontle, that will be used to build a new wall for a temple. Your father's body is caked in red dust and sweat. He is not using an iron chisel. Iron does not exist in your world. He is using a piece of basalt, a harder stone, painstakingly shaped into a point. He is chipping,
grinding and polishing the red stone, shaping it into a perfect square block. His knuckles are bloody, his eyes are squinted in concentration. This is patience. This is the strength of the empire. It is not built with speed. It is built with human endurance.
He sees you. He does not smile. He nods. "The Tenochtitlan was hard?" he asks. "Yes, father." "Good." He hands you a wooden bucket. "Water. The dust is too thick." This is your new job. For the rest of the afternoon, you are a laborer. You haul water from the public canal and splash it onto the stones to keep the dust down. You sweep the shards. You bring the men new tools, new stone polishers made from sand and water. It is not glorious. It is not the thwack of the Makawaitl. It is the slow, grinding, anonymous work that builds a city. You watch the men. They are strong. Their bodies are hard, not like the puffed-up muscles of a gladiator, but the dense, ropey strength of a life of pure labor. This is your future. One day, you will be a warrior. You will go to the Tenochtitlan, the Flower War, a sacred ritual war fought against the neighboring state of Tlaxcala for one purpose only, not to conquer land, but to take captives, to bring home a warrior who will be given the highest honor, to be sacrificed on the Great Pyramid. His blood will feed Huitzilopochtli. This is your highest ambition, to capture a man for the god. This is how you will rise. This is how you will earn your own cloak, a cloak of feathers, a sign of your valor. If you capture 4 men, you will become a Tekiwa, a veteran, and you will be respected. If you fail, you will remain a Masawali, a farmer, a stonecutter. Or you will be the one captured. You will be the one whose heart is offered to the Tlaxcalan gods. It is a simple, terrible, and glorious choice. You look at your father's bloody hands, and the thought of the Makawaitl in your own feels good. It feels right. You splash the water, the red dust turning to dark mud. Tink, 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 the sound of the city building itself. Finally, the sun begins to dip. It is no longer white, but a thick, buttery yellow. It is moving towards the west, towards the realm of the women. The Tech Cow from the Tenochtitlan, the warrior master, had told you this. The east is the realm of the men, the rising sun, the warrior's birth. The west is the realm of the women, the dying sun, the home of the spirits of mothers who died in childbirth. To the Aztec, a woman dying in childbirth is a warrior. Her spirit is as honored as a man who falls in battle. Your father grunts and puts down his tool. The work is done. The other men are stretching, their backs cracking. Your father walks to a large water trough and plunges his head and arms into the cool water, washing away the red dust. He emerges, his black hair dripping. "Come," he says, "your mother waits." The journey home is the journey of the city in reverse. The roar of the market is quieting. The canals are less crowded. The canoes are filled not with goods for sale, but with tired husbands and fathers. You paddle home, your shoulders burning from the Tenochtitlan, your legs tired from hauling water. You are empty. You are exhausted. You slide the canoe onto the bank of your chinampa. The smell of the hearth is a welcome, beautiful thing. Your grandfather is sitting outside the hut, his face to the setting sun. He is smoking a clay pipe filled with yete komodel, tobacco. He smiles, his teeth worn down to nubs. You bow your head to him. He is an elder. He has seen the world. You go inside the hut. The single room is warm now and filled with the most delicious smell in the world. Your mother is kneeling by the hearth. She is making the claoyo, the main meal of the day. She has taken the fresh maize, the tlaxcali, and patted them thick. She has filled them with cooked beans and chilies. She is toasting them on the comal, the hot clay griddle. The smell of toasting corn and warm beans fills you. This is peace. This is family. You sit on the reed mat, the petlatl. Your mother hands you the food in a simple clay bowl. It is hot, too hot to eat, but you don't care. You eat. The family eats in silence. The work is done. The training is done. The day is almost over. You eat. You eat with your hands, the way food is meant to be eaten. The tlaoyo is hot. The maize cake is smoky from the griddle. And the beans inside are soft, a rich, warm paste. The chili is a dull, pleasant fire in your mouth. This is the reward. This is the fuel. Your mother has also prepared a small bowl of nopal, cactus paddles, sliced and stewed until they are tender. They are slimy, but refreshing. Your grandfather eats slowly, his movements deliberate. He is the huehue, the old one. He eats first. He is served first. This is the law. He drinks from a small clay cup. He is drinking octli, or pulque, as the foreigners will one day call it. It is the fermented milky sap of the maguey plant. It is a sacred drink, and it is a dangerous one. For him, an old man, it is a gift from the gods, a comfort for his old bones. For a young man, for you, it is a temptation and a crime. You drink water from a simple bowl. The hut is dark. The only light is the ocote, a torch of resinous pine jammed into a crack in the mud wall. It sputters and casts huge dancing shadows. It smells sharp, like the deep forest. The fire in the hearth is a bed of red-gray embers. Your mother and sister, they eat in the shadows, near the hearth. They have served the men, and now they take their own meal, quietly, quickly. Their work is never done. When the meal is over, your mother rises. She takes the clay bowls and goes to the door to wash them in the canal with sand and water. Your sister begins to sweep the packed earth floor, her reed broom making a soft shush-shush sound. The hut is being put to sleep, but the day is not over, because now your other education begins. Your grandfather, the huehue, clears his throat. It is a dry, rasping sound. You turn your full attention to him. You sit, your back straight, your hands on your knees. Your father does the same. There is no more work. There is only listening. The old man's eyes are cloudy, but they are sharp. He is the keeper of the Huehuetlatloli, the words of the ancestors, the ancient unwritten laws of your people. He is the voice that holds the world together. You have worked, he says, his voice thin but strong. You have trained. Now you will listen. He begins to speak. It is a chant, a poem, a litany that you have heard since you were born. My grandson, my son, hear the words, he says. The world is a slippery, difficult place. You walk on the edge of a cliff. Do not be lazy. The lazy man is a burden. He is useless. He is dust. Do not be a drunkard. He says the words as one. Amotlazukwe. The drunkard is not a man. He is a pig. He is a rock. He wanders the streets and brings shame. He forgets his duty. You know the punishment. You have seen it. A commoner, like you, caught drunk for the first time, his head is shaved in the public square. He is shamed before the Kalpoli. The second time, there is no third time. The second time is death. Stoned in the market or clubbed by the masters from the Telpochkali. Your blood runs cold. Do not be a thief, the old man continues, his voice a dry wind. The thief is a coyote. He brings chaos. If a man steals a maize cake, he is shamed. If a man steals in the market, his head is forfeit. Do not be a gossip. The gossip is a snake. He has 2 tongues. He poisons the Kalpoli. Do not be an adulterer. This is the worst. The adulterer, he destroys the family. He destroys the lineage. He brings filth into the house of another. For the adulterer, there is no warning. There is no appeal. There is only the stone, the rope, the club. Death for him and death for her. His voice is hypnotic. It is the voice of 1,000 years of perfect, rigid order. You listen and you understand. This is the true wall of Tenochtitlan, not the stone, not the warriors, but the law, the fear, the knowledge that a single mistake, a single soft moment of weakness is the end. Your grandfather stops speaking. The silence in the hut is heavy, broken only by the shoosh of your sister's broom and the crackle of the pine torch. Your father looks at you. His face is a mask of stone in the flickering light. You have heard the words, he says. It is not a question. Yes, Father, you will obey. Yes, Father. And then a new sound. It comes from far away, from the center of the world. Boom, boom, boom. It is the great drum, the Huehuetl, from the top of the Templo Mayor. It is not the high, frantic beat of the morning. This is a slow, deep, powerful beat. It is the Yohualtepostli, the iron of the night, the curfew, the voice of the Tlatuani, the voice of the gods, telling the city to sleep. From this moment, no commoner may walk the causeways. The city, which was a river of people, becomes a ghost. The Yaquisque, the warriors, the city guard, will now patrol the streets. They carry their macuahuitl, and their word is law. To be caught outside is to be a thief, or a drunkard, or an adulterer. To be caught outside is to die. Your mother, who has returned, quickly bars the simple wooden door. She pokes the hearth, banking the embers, covering them with ash, so they will live, but not burn. The pine torch is snuffed out, plunging the hut into near total darkness. The only light is a single dull red ember glowing in the center of the room. The smell of smoke and warm earth fills your nose. Your sister, your mother, your father, your grandfather, they are just dark shapes moving to their reed mats. You lie down on your pitlatl. The reeds are scratchy against your skin. Your body, from the chinampa, from the telpochcali, from the stone yard, does not just ache. It hums with a deep, profound exhaustion. Your tongue is a dull, sore stone in your mouth. You pull the rough, woven blanket over your shoulders. Outside, the night is silent. So silent, it is terrifying. The only sound is the distant boom, boom, boom of the curfew drum and the faint lapping of the lake water just outside your wall. You are safe. You are inside. You close your eyes, but you know that the night is when the other world truly wakes. You are not asleep. You are floating in the dark space between exhaustion and dreams. The hut is filled with the sound of breathing. Your father's, a deep, slow rhythm. Your grandfather's, a quiet, dry whistle. They are at peace. They are at rest. You are listening to the night. The Yoaltepuzatli, the curfew drum, has finally stopped. The silence that follows is heavier than the drum. It is a living, watchful silence. Tenochtitlan at night is not your city. It is the city of the Tlatoni and the city of the gods. You hear a sound outside on the packed earth of the chinampa. Thud, thud, thud. It is the sound of heavy sandals and the dull clack of wood. The patrol, the quautrilli, the eaglemen, the city guard. You stop breathing. You are a small, dark shape on a reed mat inside a mud hut, but you feel exposed. You feel their presence through the wall. They are walking the perimeter of the kalpoli, their makwatwil resting on their shoulders. They are hunting for shadows that do not belong, hunting for the drunkard, the thief, the adulterer, hunting for anyone who defied the drum. You are safe. You are inside. But the fear is real. It is a cold, hard stone in your stomach. It is the fear of order, the fear of what happens when you step out of line. The patrol passes. The thud, thud, thud fades, replaced once again by the soft lapping of the lake. You can relax. But the city is not at peace, because the silence is a lie. It is just a blanket thrown over the real work of the night. And that work is about to begin. You are just drifting into sleep when the new sound begins. It is not from the street. It is from the center of the world. From the Templo Mayor. It is a wail, a high, thin, piercing sound. It is the ch-ch-ch of thousands of rattles shaking in unison. It is the shriek of bone flutes, and beneath it, the deep, booming, terrible heart of the Hehuehuetl drum. Boom, 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 boom. This is not the curfew beat. This is the sound of the gods opening their mouths. The Tlamhatskidi, the priests, have begun their ascent. You see it in your mind. You have seen it from the distance your entire life. The Great Pyramid, a black mountain against a black, star-filled sky, and a single winding river of light. The priests, hundreds of them, climbing the 114 steps to the twin shrines. They are carrying torches of burning pine. Their black, matted hair, their black painted skin, their blood-stained robes. They are a river of fire, climbing to heaven. They are moving toward the two shrines at the top. The blue shrine of Tlaloc, the god of rain, the god of mud, the god of life, and the red shrine of Huitzilopochtli, the god of the sun, the god of war, the god of your blood. The sound of the rattles grows louder, more frantic. The drums are faster. Boom, 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 boom. It is the sound of a heart beating in terror or in ecstasy. You do not know which. Perhaps they are the same thing. You pull the blanket tighter. You are not supposed to listen. You are supposed to be asleep, a good, obedient boy. But you cannot sleep. No one in Tenochtitlan truly sleeps through this. They just hide. They hide and they pray that the work of the priests is successful. Because if it is not, the son, Huitzilopochtli, will not have the strength to be born, and the fifth son, your son, will end. The world will be torn apart by earthquakes, and the Sisinimehe, the star demons, will descend from the sky to devour your soul. You shiver in the warm, small hut. The music reaches a peak, a crashing, terrible sound of drums and flutes and rattles, and a new sound, a deep, guttural chant from 1,000 throats. The priests are singing. They are singing to the god. And now the prisoner is brought forward. You know this as surely as you know your own name. He is a warrior, a Tlaxcalan, perhaps, captured in the Flower War, a war fought for this exact moment. He is not a coward. He is not being dragged. He is walking proudly. This is his honor. This is the greatest death a warrior can know. He has been fed and purified and treated as a god for a year. Tonight, he becomes a god. He is walking up the steps, painted blue or red, adorned with feathers. He is beautiful. He is doomed. He reaches the top. The music stops. A single, terrible silence falls over the city. The Templo Mayor is silent. The lake is silent. You are silent. Your own heart feels like it has stopped. The chief priest raises the tepatl, the obsidian knife. It is sharper than any metal. It is a sliver of the world's first night. And then the silence is broken. A single, high, wailing shriek from the conch shell trumpet. It means the god has been fed. The heart has been offered to the sun. The body is being rolled down the 114 steps. The debt is paid. The boom, boom, boom of the drum begins again, but it is slower now. It is satisfied. Huitzilopochtli has his nourishment. He will have the strength to fight his siblings, the stars. He will rise. The sun will rise. You can finally breathe. You let the air out of your lungs, a long, slow sigh. Your grandfather, in the dark, whispers a single word. Plasokama. Thank you. He is thanking the gods. He is thanking the prisoner. He is thanking the knife. The fear in your stomach is gone. It is replaced by a deep, dark peace. The world is in balance. The fifth sun will continue for one more day. And you, a boy in a mud hut, can finally, truly sleep.
Sleep is not a gentle escape. It is a collapse. It is a heavy, dark, woolly thing that pulls you under. Your body is a stone dropped into a deep, cold lake. The reed mat is no longer scratchy. The ache in your shoulders from the maquahuitl and the stone yard is a distant, dull throb. The hut is a small, sealed world. The air is thick with the breath of your family. You are surrounded by sleep, but sleep is not safety. Sleep is a journey to another place, and you do not travel alone. This is the realm of the gods. Your spirit, your tonali, leaves your body. It wanders in the dark, unseen lands that mirror your own, and it can be seen. The gods are awake, and they are watching. You dream. You are not in your hut. You are in the courtyard of the Telpuchkali, but it is not day. It is a sick, gray twilight. There are no other boys. There is no sound of wood striking wood. There is only the smoke. It pours from a mirror hanging in the air, a mirror of polished black obsidian, a smoking mirror. You know this god. You know this terror. It is Tezcatlipoca, the lord of the smoking mirror, the god of warriors, the god of the Telpuchkali, the god of your school. But he is also the god of chaos, the god of plagues, the god of deceit, the god of the night.
He is the shadow that walks beside you. He is the God who sees your true heart. You cannot move. You are frozen in the dream mud, and the smoke from the mirror, it has a smell. It is the smell of your own blood from this morning's payment, the smell of your fear.
A shape forms in the smoke. It is not the god, not yet. It is Tzitzimtl, one of the star demons, the skeletal woman you were warned about, the one who will descend from the heavens when the fifth sun dies. Her face is a fleshless skull. Her hair is a wild tangle. Her fingers are claws, and around her neck she wears a necklace of human hands and human hearts. She is what you fear in the deepest, blackest part of your heart. She is the end of everything. She floats from the mirror towards you. You try to scream, but your tongue, your sword tongue, is a dead piece of meat in your mouth. You cannot make a sound. You cannot run. You cannot even raise your shield. This is the Temiktli, the dream, and it is more real than the waking world. The goddess, the demon, she reaches for you. She is here to eat your soul. She is here because the sun has not yet risen. She is the emptiness, the darkness that waits for Huitzilopochtli to fail. She leans close. Her breath smells like dust, like the end of the world. She opens her jaw wider and wider, a black, empty hole. And just as she is about to devour you, a new sound enters the dream. Thud, thud, thud. It is the sound of the patrol's sandals. It is the sound of your father's grinding stone. It is the sound of your own heart. Thud, thud, thud. The Tzitzimtl hesitates. The dream shatters. You wake up. Your eyes fly open into absolute perfect blackness. You cannot see the thatched roof. You cannot see your hand in front of your face. The hut is cold. The embers in the hearth have died. They are just cold ash. And there is silence. The breathing of your family has stopped. No, you cannot hear it. Your heart is pounding so loud, thud, 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 it is all you can hear. You are shaking. The dream was an omen, a warning, a test. You failed. You were afraid. And now, the silence. It is the Niyahualtloyan, the place of the turning, the dead, darkest part of the night, the moment when the world holds its breath, the moment when the sun could fail. The Tzitzimime, are they real? Are they above the hut waiting? This is the true terror. Not the knife, not the macuajito, but this cold, dark waiting. You must know. You sit up, your movements silent on the reed mat. The hut is a tomb. You crawl on your hands and knees over the cold, packed earth. You feel the rough mud wall of the shakali. You find the crack, the small hole you always use to see the sky. You press your eye to the cold mud, and you look up. The sky is a carpet of brilliant, tiny, cold fires. The stars, they are beautiful, and they are your enemies. They are the army of the night, and they are still here.
Huitzilopochtli has not yet driven them away. It is not time. You let out a breath you did not know you were holding. The dream was just a dream. The world has not ended. Not yet. You crawl back to your mat. You lie down in the cold. You do not close your eyes. You are too afraid to dream again. You just wait. You wait for the sound that you now need more than air, more than water. You wait for the shriek of the conch shell. You wait for the scrape, scrape, scrape of your mother's grinding stone. You wait for the world to begin one more time. You lie awake in the suffocating, perfect dark. The fear from the Temikli, the dream, is still a cold oil on your skin. The hut is a box of night. You are listening. You are listening so hard your ears ache. You are listening for the world to prove it still exists. And there it is, the smallest sound. A sound so familiar you almost cried. Scrape, scrape, scrape. It is your mother. She has risen from her mat, in the cold, in the dark, before the gods, before the priests. She has moved to the hearth. She has found the metate, the grinding stone. She has begun to grind the maize. She is making the Tlaxcali. She is making the food for a day that has not yet been guaranteed. It is an act of faith, a defiance. Your mother is defying the Tzitzimime. She is defying the star demons. She is defying the end of the world with a grinding stone. Her faith is stronger than your fear. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The sound is a prayer. It is the sound of life refusing to die. And with that sound, your own heart, thud, 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 finally slows. It matches her rhythm. Scrape, thud, scrape, thud. You are safe. The hut is safe. The night is just the night. It is not the end. You lie there, listening to her work. It is the sound of your entire life, waking up to the sound of your mother grinding corn. You think of the sacrifice, the warrior on the pyramid. His blood paid for this. His heart bought this moment of peace. It bought this sound. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The debt is always paid. And now you hear another sound, a cough. It is your grandfather. He is awake. He coughs, a dry, rattling sound. And then his thin, reedy voice cuts the darkness. He is not speaking. He is chanting, a low, whispering Nahuatl, a word of the gods. The night is passing, he whispers. The darkness is old, it is tired. The jaguar's eye is closing. The serpent sleeps. He, the warrior, the sun, Huitzilopochtli, he is stirring. He is polishing his shield of turquoise. He is gathering his darts of fire. Awake, awake, awake. He is not chanting to you, he is chanting to the sun. He is helping with his words. Your mother is helping with her work. The priest helped with his knife. The warrior helped with his heart.
Everyone has a part to play in the rising of the sun. This is the Kotlakayatl, the way of life, the shared burden. The world is a canoe, and everyone must paddle, or it sinks. Your father stirs. He sits up, a large, dark shape. He does not speak. He has his own part. He reaches for the small clay pot by the altar. Inside is the kopali, the sacred dried resin of the copal tree. He takes a pinch. He finds the small three-legged incense burner, the tlemide. He finds the small ember his wife has saved from the ashes. He blows on it, a gentle, steady breath. Hoo, hoo. The ember, which was gray and dead, glows, a tiny, furious red. He touches it to the copal, and smoke, a thick, white, beautiful smoke fills the hut. The smell is sharp and sweet and holy. It is the smell of the gods' food. It is the smell of prayer. Your father is feeding the spirits in the hut. He is feeding the small statue on the altar. He is purifying the space, driving away the tsitsimime that haunted your dream. The smoke washes over you on your mat. It cleanses your fear. And now the hut is a small bubble of light and sound and smell. The scrape, scrape, scrape of the metate, the whisper, whisper of the chant, the hiss of the copal turning to smoke. The world is being remade. It is being reborn in your tiny mud-walled hut. And as the smoke thickens, you hear it, the sound you have been waiting for. Far away from the Templo Mayor, a single, high, wailing, triumphant shriek, the conch shell. It is not the sound of sacrifice. It is the sound of victory. Huitzilopochtli has defeated the stars. The sun is coming. The day is won.
The triumphant wail of the conch shell fades. It is done. The world is safe. And in the new silence, the hut is no longer a tomb. It is a house. The fear, the thick paralyzing dread of the tsitsimime vanishes. It evaporates like mist, leaving only the cold, hard reality of the morning. Your mother's grinding, scrape, 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 is no longer a prayer of faith. It is a prayer of work. She is grinding faster now. Your father is on his feet. He is checking his wictli, the digging stick, making sure the point is still sharp. Your sister is bundling nopales, the cactus paddles, for the market. No one speaks of the night. No one mentions the dream. No one mentions the sacrifice. It is the past. It is a debt paid. And now, the new day's debt is already falling due. The hut is no longer black. A thin, watery gray light is seeping through the thatch roof and the cracks in the mud walls. The sun, Huitzilopochtli, has not yet shown his face. But his light, his victory, is here. It is time. The family moves as one. The embers are uncovered. The kamal is heated. The atoli, the warm maize gruel, is ladled into clay bowls. It is thin. It is simple. Your mother hands you a plaxkali, a fresh, warm maize cake. This is the fuel. You eat quickly, sitting on your mat. You eat to work. You eat to train. You eat to endure. Your grandfather, the Huehue, sips his atoli. His chant is over. His words are for the night. The day is for the young.
Your father drinks the last of his gruel. He stands. He looks at you. The Tenochtitlan will not wait, he says. No, father. You will be on time. Yes, father. You will not bring shame with your laziness. No, father. He nods. He is a hard man. The world is a hard world. To be soft is to be broken. The family exits the hut, one by one, into the cold gray air. You step outside. The world is being reborn. The sky is a deep, bruised purple, turning to a pale, cold pink in the east. The volcanoes, Iztaccíhuatl and Popocatépetl, are sharp black cutouts against the coming light. The air is filled with the smoke of 10,000 cooking fires. It is the smell of 1,000,000 maize cakes being toasted on 1,000,000 griddles. It is the smell of the city breathing. Your neighbors are already on their chinampas. You can hear the splash of their paddles in the canals. The city is waking. The Yohotaputzli, the curfew drum, is silent. The Quatzridli, the Eagle Men, the patrol have vanished. The night is over. The day has claimed the city. Your family splits, like a stream flowing around a rock. Your mother and sister walk to the akali, the canoe. They load the baskets. Their day will be the market, the roar of Tlatelolco, the endless, subtle war of barter. They will fight for a handful of salt. They will fight for a new clay pot. That is their Tenochtitlan. That is their battlefield. They slip the canoe into the water and paddle away, dark shapes in the mist. They do not look back.
Your father turns to the chinampa, his battlefield. He picks up his digging stick. His day will be the mud and the seeds. He will plant. He will weed. He will haul the rich black silt from the bottom of the canal. He will feed the city. He will feed the tribute. He walks into the rows of maize and disappears. And then there is you. You are alone, standing on the damp earth. You are 15. You are a Masewali. You are a warrior in training. You look east, and there he is, Huitzilopochtli. The first burning, blinding red-gold edge of the sun breaches the mountains. It is a physical, painful, glorious thing. The light hits the Templo Mayor far in the distance. The red and blue shrines at the top catch the light. They seem to burst into flames. The blood on the steps from the night is invisible from here, but you know it is there. It is the paint of victory. You have your duty.
You must not be late. You remember the pain of the agave thorn in your tongue. You turn and you begin to run. You run along the narrow path of the chinampa. You leap over the small canals. Your bare feet slap, slap, slap on the packed, damp earth. You are running toward the Kalzadli, the great causeway. You are running toward the Telpochkali. You are running toward the Makahutl and the sweat and the pain. The terror of the night is gone. It is replaced by the familiar grinding pressure of the day. The cycle has begun again. The fifth sun has arisen. And you must run to meet it.
You arrive, breathless. You are not late. You are on time. You slip into the courtyard of the Telpochkali. The master, the Techka, is standing by the statue of Tezcatlipoca. His rod is resting on his shoulder. He sees you. He does not smile. He does not scold. He just nods. A single, sharp gesture. It means you exist. It means you are here. It is enough. The courtyard is already a chorus of effort. Thwack, thwack, thwack. The boys are here. Their bodies are glistening with the morning sweat that steams in the cool air. Their faces are masks of pure concentration. No one looks at you. No one speaks. You go to the rack. You pick up the makuitl, the heavy wooden paddle. It feels familiar in your hands. It feels like a part of your arm. Your tongue is a dull, numb ache from yesterday's agave thorn. Your shoulders are stiff from yesterday's labor. It does not matter. You find your place in the line. You find your post, the scarred wooden enemy. You raise the club. You plant your feet in the dust. The chant begins. It rumbles in your chest. Ha, ha, ha. You swing. Thwack. The day has begun, and it is exactly the same as yesterday. And it will be exactly the same as tomorrow. This is your life. It is a wheel, a grinding stone. You will scrape the algae from the aqueduct. You will haul the red Tezontal stone for the temple wall. You will feel the sting of the master's rod. You will bleed into the offering bowl. You will do this day after day, season after season, until you are a man, until the Tlatoni calls for a Shokshioyotl, the flower war, and you will be given a real Makwayutl, one that bites, one edged with the black volcanic glass that cuts the wind. You will paint your face. You will march with the other men of your Kalpoli. You will feel the thweep of the Tlaxcalan atlatl darts flying past your ear, and you will know a fear so much colder and so much cleaner than the dream of the Tzitzimitl. This will be your test, not a dream, but a reality of wood and stone and blood. And you will have one goal, not to kill. The gods do not want a dead body. They want a living heart. Your goal
is to capture, to be the faster man, the stronger man, the smarter man. To strike, not to kill, but to disable. To grab the hair of a Tlaxcalan warrior. To take him, to bring him back to Tenochtitlan, alive. This is glory. This is your purpose. To feed the sun, Huitzilopochtli. To earn your Tlahuizli, your feathered suit of the eagle or the jaguar. To become a true Yauquisqui. To become a master. To be the man who holds the rod and watches the boys in the courtyard. That is one path.
There is another path. The path where you are not fast enough. Where the Tlaxcalan warrior is stronger. Where his club finds your ankle. Where he is the one who grabs your hair. And you will be the one dragged back to his city. You will be the one honored as a god. You will be the one painted blue and adorned with feathers. You will be the one who walks the 114 steps of his pyramid. You will be the one who hears the rattles and the bone flutes. You will be the one who looks down at the sea of faces watching you. And you will be the one who feels the tepatl, the sharp obsidian knife, slide beneath your ribs. You will be the one whose heart is held up to their son. You will be the sacrifice. And as you stand in the courtyard, your shoulders burning, you realize the truth that your grandfather's words never quite said. The two paths are the same path, the captor and the captive, the victor and the victim. They are both just payment. They are both an offering to the gods. Your entire life, from the scrape of the grinding stone to the thwack of the Macahuitl, is not your own. It is a debt. You are a vessel for the Chalchihuatl, the precious water. You are food for the sun. This is why you are here. This is why you would not survive a day. Because your survival is not the point. The survival of the sun is the point. The fifth sun must be fed. Thwack. You strike the post harder. The sun is climbing, warm and brilliant on your back. The god you fed with your fear and your blood is watching you. The master is watching you. You take a breath, the dust and the sweat filling your lungs. You raise the heavy wooden club, and you swing again. And you swing again. And again. The sound is the rhythm of your world, the sound that keeps the sun in the sky. But your journey for tonight is over. You can put down the Macahuitl. You can leave the dust and the sweat and the fear. The cycle will continue, but you can rest. Thank you for walking the causeways of Tenochtitlan with me. If this journey through the shadows of history helped you find your own quiet, consider subscribing. But for now, your work is done. Your debts are paid. You can close your eyes. Sleep well.